scientist confirms Russian fears of a new planet and warns will soon affect the Earth. A new appendix added earlier today to the massive Aerospace Defense Forces report relating to the mysterious new planet confirmed to be the outer reaches of our solar system says that an American scientist has confirmed many of its findings and further states that our Earth is now under direct threat as this celestial body could begin to harm our Earth this month. As previously reported, mysterious planet ejected from black hole at center of galaxy warned could soon impact Earth. The ADF has become increasingly alarmed at the threats this mysterious new planet poses to Earth from the time it was first discovered by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, in 2005, to the final confirmation of its existence by California Institute of Technology, Caltech, scientists, January 2016. Adding to Russia's fears about this mysterious planet was the secret NASA information about it supplied by Federation authorities by NASA computer expert Lloyd Albright in 1999 and U.S. astronaut and Navy Captain Lisa Nowak in 2007. That was so fearful Albright hid himself in a cave, and Nowak told her Russian interviewers, quote, "They won't tell anyone the truth," and "I've never believed the Bible, but now I have to," end quote. The new appendix added today, the report says, comes from Daniel Whitmire, PhD, retired professor of physics from the University of Louisiana, who in a scientific paper written for Oxford University's monthly notices of the Royal Astronautics Society, claims that this mysterious planet he calls by the ancient Sumerian name of Nibiru has all but arrived at our neck of the woods, and that the destruction brought about by its gravitational trickery will take place this month, as it's done numerous times before every time it passes by. Dr. Scientist Whitmire and his colleague John Matisse first published research on the connection between this mysterious planet and the mass extinction on Earth in the journal Nature in 1985. So this report continues, and which this past January Caltech researchers estimated its size as being a tremendous, huge, 10 times the mass of the Earth. However, both Dr. Scientist Whitmire and Caltech researchers agree that this mysterious new planet now exists in our solar system. They disagree on its present orbit. ADF scientists, in their report, note that the orbital mechanics of this mysterious planet are less to be considered than the electromagnetically caused chaos it will represent in our solar system, which on Earth, they say, could be manifested in violent and increased earthquakes, massive volcanic explosions, and weather disasters caused by changes, that's increase and decreases of sunspots to our sun, not to mention the hundreds, if not thousands, of asteroids that could impact Earth. Important to note is that, unlike Western scientists who adhere to the non-proven gravitational theory of our universe, Russian scientists ascribe to the elliptical theory, creating for these two bodies of experts an incompatible gulf of knowledge that cannot ever be bridged. I'll leave a link below for you for this article, April 10th.
Which is consistently moving, and the changes here on Earth fluctuate with the movement of this planet in our solar system. He further explains that the planets around the brown dwarf orbit this dark star. The precise position of the planets and the system itself dictate how the Nibiru system impacts Earth at any given moment in time. As it grows close, changes will be more widespread and pronounced. In recent months, a growing number of whistleblowers have come out to speak publicly about Uranus. Nibiru is on an elongated elliptical orbit relative to our southern hemisphere. So people living in this part of the world would see Nibiru first, and they shall also be the first to experience whatever Nibiru brings with it. And it's not bringing anything good. The Rani ice shelf will likely break off the continent and drift into the Weddell Sea. This will cause enormous icebergs to drift toward New Zealand. As the ice reaches warmer waters, it will rapidly melt, causing a significant rise in sea level. To give you an idea of the significance of such an event, if it were to take place, and recent data from these locations suggest that this is happening now and at an accelerated rate. Take a look at this video of what our future continents may look like. Largest at 487,000 square kilometers, roughly the size of France, may also separate from the continent, causing mountainous clusters of ice to float south towards New Zealand and Australia. Polar storms, unlike any the world has seen, will ravage the continent in conjunction with a marked increase in seismic and volcanic activity. Mount Sippel, one of Antarctica's largest active volcanoes, is certain to erupt, sending a plume of deadly ash into the atmosphere. This will be the start of a pole shift. Large earthquakes will ripple across the continent. Add to that multiple super eruptions. This will shake Antarctica to its very foundation. And this is just the beginning. What happens in Antarctica is merely a precursor for what will happen across the entire globe. The devastation will start there, then rapidly spread. Scientists who are aware and who know of this approaching system have indicated that those living in the southern hemisphere will be the first to witness its destruction, but that those who live in the northern hemisphere should be prepared for what's coming, as the geography of North America will be forever changed by the rising sea levels and tsunamis that will affect all three coastlines of the United States. Those living in large metropolitan areas coastlines will be affected in unimaginable ways by these drastic changes, as the coastlines of the United States will be several hundred miles inland from their current locations. It may be interesting to note that this data matches warnings issued by other Nibiru whistleblowers and researchers. Renegade astronomer Paul Cox and Nibiru enthusiast John Moore have released maps depicting North America's post-Nibiru coastlines. I know this all sounds horrible and almost unbelievable. This depiction is what we would call a perfect nightmare scenario for millions of people. But it is important that you remember one thing above all else. Humans have a strong desire to survive. So although lives will be changed in the blink of an eye by what approaches, life will continue on this planet in one form or another, as it always has.
I said you quite tastelessly.
Or another, as it always has. I would like to direct your attention to a few very intriguing images and videos that I received just recently. Now, I would encourage you to continue sending your images and video captures to our Facebook page at the address shown here. You can also send them private email on our YouTube account by clicking on the About icon located on our channel page shown below. The first image captured from the SOHO imaging website on September the 16th is showing a massive object just below the ecliptic plane, which is shaped similar to a comet. Now, if we enlarge this object, you will notice that immediately behind this giant comet-like object is a trail of debris, meteors and asteroids, and then a cluster of planets and smaller objects following in a serpentine formation or a double helix formation, what some have called the string of pearls. Now, if this satellite image has indeed captured this complex of planets, or the Nemesis system, then the notion that it has entered our inner solar system, as Marshall Masters and Major Ed Dames and other Nibiru researchers are now claiming, then this could be very well true. Once the system crosses the ecliptic plane, its movement will be more rapid, and it will become more visible in both the daylight and the evening sky. On September 2nd, an incredible video capture of the blue Kachina was recorded in the evening sky. Take a look at these extraordinary images seen from a distance and then enlarged. This fits the description of the blue star as described by the Hopi tribe. Now take a look at the image once again in this photo. To the right is the actual object that was observed. But if you look at the ancient inscription to the left, you will notice how remarkably similar the circled inscription is to the formation of the observed object. These images are absolutely astonishing and irrefutably undeniable. Finally, I wanted to share this September 14th video capture by a skywatcher that actually considers himself to be a diehard skeptic of Planet X. He says that after viewing what he captured outside on video on a moonlight night, he has to admit that there is something out there that he cannot explain away. Furthermore, he says that the object appears to be moving slowly towards us. Now, obviously, what he has picked up cannot possibly be as close as between the Earth and the Moon. But what he has captured certainly resembles a planet. And if you look closely at the movement of the clouds in the background, you will notice that they pass in front of this very large entity. So, folks, there are some very strange things appearing in the heavens, which we just cannot explain. Images of this incoming system are becoming more prevalent each passing day, and it's up to each of us to be more vigilant and observant in the days ahead. Whatever is happening now is an ominous sign, a warning of what is coming our way. These signs are given to us so that we may warn others of the dangers that lie ahead, so that we may gain the courage and the fortitude to prepare ourselves both mentally and physically for what lies